Hey guys, today I'm super excited because I finally got my hands on the Dose of Colors Desi and Katy collection. So I'd ordered these products 2 weeks ago when they had launched and I picked up a few products. So if you'd like to see my first impressions on these, please continue watching. So this is the package that the products came in. It has this Dose of Colors on the outside and the color of the box is in sync with the product packaging. You get instructions for how to use the eyeshadow quad. It looks like this, and it tells you which two shades, Suze and Harpoon. The light champagne gold and the green gold shades are to be used wet, whereas the other two shades, which are Turbo San and Noli, can be used with just your finger. And you also get this lovely card with pictures of Desi and Katy on both sides, one wearing the bright red and the other side wearing the nude lipsticks. So the first product from this collection that I picked up was the eyeshadow quad called the Girls, and it was super cute that they named their eyeshadows after their dogs. So that's something really special, I think, especially for a dog lover like me. So I would totally do that if I ever create eyeshadows. I think I would totally dedicate it to the dogs in my life. And this is what the eyeshadow quad looks like. You have this sticker that you peel right off. And inside there was a plastic sleeve which I've removed. This packaging is kind of this rough, raised, glittery, I don't know, like a fish scale almost finish to it. It's very similar to the Tarte Holiday Collection, at least blush palette. So this is what I was talking about. This is the Tarte packaging from Holiday Collection, although this is not as raised as the Dose of Colors one, but they're quite similar. They have that high shine. I feel that the Dose of Colors is just a little bit lighter, but very similar packaging. So if you have this, you know what I mean by this packaging. The packaging is also very similar to this one, where you get a mirror and then the colors are in there, and then it's magnetic closure. That's exactly with these guys as well. So your 4 shadows are in there and it's a magnetic closure. And you do get a decent sized mirror with it, but let's have a closer look at the eyeshadows. So against my skin tone, this is what the shades look like. Personally, I was most interested in Harpoon because I've never seen a shade like this, which is this beautiful green with gold undertones running through it. So I think this will be absolutely beautiful. But all the shades look stunning. So let's get into the swatches for these. I am going to use my fingers for all the swatches. The shade that least impressed me was probably the bronze shade, but it's not a bad shade, just that the other three have so much high shine and intensity to them that the bronze kind of seems dull compared to them, but it's still a beautiful bronze shade. And that green with that foiled gold thing to it is just amazing. So I'm just going to switch off my lights and show you what these look like in natural daylight. So this is what the shades look like in natural daylight. Beautiful again. And I do have a ton of eyeshadows, but I don't have anything similar to these two darker tones on the top. So I've already primed my eyes and I'm going to use some of these Colourpop eyeshadows to add some dimension to my crease. And I'll be listing all the shades I'm using in the crease in the description box below if you'd like to check it out. So as you can see, this is quite a basic neutral eye, and on the lid you can imagine almost any shade. But since I'm wearing this peachy tone, I think I'm more inclined to use the two lighter shades today. So using my finger and going in with Noli, which is this bronze shade. It's like a pretty gold bronze shade. So this is how Noli looks like, applied with a dry finger. I think I'm going to use the small brush, which is the Morphe E19. I'm going to dip this into water and then going into Suze. Okay, it's not picking up enough. So it's not as pigmented with the brush as it is with a damp finger. So you can see it intensify once I went in with the finger. Just going to take some more water. Okay, so the first time I took less water for the other eye. I think that's why I didn't pick up as much eyeshadow. So that's a tip for you guys, don't feel shy when you load up water on the brush. See how much more better it is on this eye. Just transforms it into a high shine metallic eyeshadow, because otherwise it gets quite crumply if you don't put the water in it. Just going to take more of Suze. So the eyeshadow feels quite wet, the Suze one, because there was a ton of water that I put into the brush. So what I did was just had a drop of water on the cap of a bottle and just worked from that. But so far these two eyeshadows, I think there's a learning curve with the Suze shade, because you don't know how much water to put, because typically you're told not to put liquids into eyeshadows. But with this, I think you don't have to be shy. Just make sure that the brush is saturated with water but not dripping, and then you can put it into the eyeshadow and just gently dab on it. It'll form a paste on the brush and then you can apply it on your eyelid. So I just added some mascara and some nude liner on my waterline and the eyes are complete. Now moving on to highlighters, they did come up with two highlighters. One was called Fuego, I believe, which is like a lighter gold color. And the second one is Mirame, which is what I got, which is this rose gold highlighter. This is what it looks like. It looks quite dark in the pan, but I've seen Desi use it and I think we are similar in skin tone, so I think it should be okay on my skin as well. So let's go ahead and swatch this one. Okay, just by swatching it, I can tell that it's a very finely milled powder that's almost buttery. So I've swatched it right here next to the eyeshadows. It looks almost peachy gold to me. Just by the shades of the highlighters, I was more keen on getting Fuego, but I have so many gold highlighters, so I decided to get this one instead. Now the outer packaging of the highlighters is very much similar to the eyeshadow quad. Again, a decent sized mirror, and you have the highlighter. It's a big pan. Maybe I should use a fan brush today. This is when it's in powder. So if I come closer, applying some to my nose. Oh, I'm just gonna use my finger. I'm gonna take some on the brow bone. Probably use a brush for this. So it is quite buildable. As you can see, the intensity keeps going up. For blush, I think I'm going to use Peaches by MAC. Now moving on to the most exciting part, the lipsticks. So Katy and Desi came up with 4 lipsticks, 2 of them being a regular matte lipstick, and both of those were like nudie shades for different skin tones. And if you know me, you know that I am not a fan of nude lips. I don't wear them that often, so those were clearly a pass for me and I didn't buy those. But I did get the other 2, which are liquid lipsticks that are beautiful and bright colors. That's totally me, so I can't wait to swatch these and use them. So this is what the outer packaging of the lipsticks look like. Very similar to the other 2 cartons. And then these are the liquid lipsticks. They have this beautiful soft matte finish, and they have dose of colors in this gold or rose gold color and this beautiful gold cap. Very luxurious looking. So this first shade is Hot Fire. I can swatch these for you. Just looks like that. And this is Savage, not Savage, Savage. Swatch it right next to the other one. Sorry, my swatches are not the best. So this is what the two lipsticks look like once they are dry. So I think I'm going to try Hot Fire first. Wow, super pigmented. The shade is definitely not for the faint of the heart. So that's Hot Fire shade on my lips. It's orange, I would say, more than anything else. It's a bright orange shade that I don't think I have, especially in liquid lipstick formula, so I'm happy I got this. And typically I would wear a bright lip like this with, say, a brown liner or something just to ground it a little bit. So I'm just going to do that and I'll be right back. So there you go, I just added a hint of MAC lip liner in the shade Auburn. That really tones it down a bit, so it's not as crazy and loud all over the lip, but I like it. It's totally a shade I would wear. So I just got Hot Fire off my lips, and now I'm going to try the shade Savage, which is really dark. I don't think I have such a dark lipstick. These just go on so easily. They have a velvety mousse texture. Can I just say that this is one of the shades that I waited so long for. It is beautiful. The formula is amazing. The color is on point. Excellent job. I don't have any dark lip liners, so the only one I have is Nightingale by MAC. I think I'm going to try and see if this can work with it. It might be lighter than the lip shade. That just looks so good. Love this shade. I think I like this more than Hot Fire, which I'm surprised by. But this is Savage. I can just see the shade looking amazing on various skin tones, unlike Hot Fire, which I think would look best on medium skin tones, I think. Although Katy and Desi pull off that color, but I love this color. Can we just have a moment? Wow. I love Savage. I love it. Now I did notice that the liquid lipsticks have scents to them. So this dark one, Savage, does have, I don't know, like the cherry in Black Forest cake, you know, something like that. But they're not the same scent. I can't describe what the Hot Fire smells like, but it has a sweeter scent than the Savage shade, which has like a black cherry syrup kind of scent. So overall, I think this collection, at least the products that I've tried so far, are really good. Now, do you really need to get the eyeshadow palette? I think it's meant more for people who like wearing shimmery and glittery eyeshadows, or anybody who already has a lot of eyeshadows, like someone, and would like to add this as a pop of color with this high metallic sheen or shine on the eyes. And as you can see here, the shades are just stunning. I can't wait to use this green gold shade in a future tutorial, but I'm very happy with the eyeshadows. I did get some fallout, especially when I used Sue's. I did have some flecks of glitter on my cheeks, but I think you can always do your eye makeup first and wipe off your cheeks, or if you're like me and you like to get your base done first, then you can add a lot of translucent powder under your eyes, and then you can just dust that off, and hopefully the glitter should come off with that. So that's a way around that. Now, as far as the highlighter, I just have the shade Mirame, and it's a beautiful highlighter. I don't have anything that looks like this in the pan, but I am going to compare it with other highlighters that I have, and I will share it on my social media if I find any dupe for this. But the texture is beautiful, it just glides on the skin, especially when you're swatching it with your finger. As you saw in the application, it just went on beautifully on the cupid's bow and the nose with the finger, better than the fluffy fan brush that I was trying to use. So I think even this one will be more intense if I use, say, a denser brush than a fan brush. Actually, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to use my Wayne Goss brush, which I love for highlighter. Yeah, do you see how that built up? So you can really amp up and layer up this highlighter to your heart's content. Wow, that's beaming. But it's so finely milled that you don't see any glitter particles. You just see that wet looking on screen especially. I think it's gonna look beautiful in pictures. So yeah, I would definitely recommend the highlighter. And the two lipsticks that I got went on beautifully. They were not extra dry or anything. Now I've had this on for a few minutes now, at least 10-15 minutes, and it's really comfortable on the lips. I don't feel it drying, although it is a matte formula. So overall, great job Desi and Katy. I really enjoyed the products that you've created, and I'm so glad I could get my hands on these on the release date. So I would definitely recommend, if you like color, definitely try the liquid lipsticks. They won't disappoint you. The highlighter is stunning, so if you are a fan of this beaming highlighter look, definitely invest in these. I think Mirame would look beautiful on tan to darker skin tones, whereas Fuego I think would look good on both medium and light skin tones. Overall, I'm quite happy with this palette as well. It's quite unusual, and I quite like the whole thought process and the research and the time invested into creating these shades. So well done Desi, Katy, and Dose of Colors. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this collection. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any specific questions in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to reply back. And as always, if you found this video useful, please hit that like button and also consider subscribing. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me.